Tonight, it's a tough one. I thought, we've talked about being on the road when we've got punched that we come out slow in the first quarter, and tonight it's 16-10. But unfortunately, that second, third, and fourth quarter, we gave up too many big plays. I thought, obviously, not having Jessica Carter mixed up some of our rotations. I've talked about it all year. Let me get a full roster and watch us, go to work. But unfortunately, she was sick. So some of that bench magic that I get turned into bench starter minutes and just kind of mixed some things up. We gave up some big time plays, but also they made some big time plays. For them to go 11 for 20, when you look at their box score at the year, it's if they shoot the three ball really well and get to the line, they can make it look ugly. And I thought they did that tonight. And unfortunately, my kids fought, but we just couldn't come up with a big play. I thought the play of the game for me was when we had it to 5 and we gave up 2 offensive rebounds and they hit that dagger 3 at the top of the key. Just wasn't our night. We got to have a short-term memory because our goals are still ahead of us and we got to bounce back at home. And there's no other place I'd rather play.
Robbie, go ahead.
Sam, 20 turnovers tonight, and I think y'all have lost 4 games out of the 6 that y'all have had 20 turnovers this season. Why do you think that's such a big issue, and it seems to be kind of an up and down thing for y'all?
Tonight they went 3-2 zone like Georgia did. They haven't done it all year, so obviously we're going to attack that in practice because film is out, and we stand too much. They match up to formations. We dribble too much, and I think we made too many hard plays instead of the easy plays, which led to turnovers tonight.
Stefan, go ahead.
Sam, you kind of mentioned the goals this team have. I mean, kind of sitting on the bubble right now with 3 games to go in the regular season. I guess how do you expect your team to, kind of handle the pressure that comes with that and kind of, embrace, the opportunities left in these next 3 games?
I think they'll handle it great. I mean, we talked about it in the locker room. I told them, we bend, but we don't break. We've said that before. Obviously, we weren't prepared for Jessica not being here. I mean, that's 18 points and 10 rebounds a game. It is what it is. We came out in the first quarter. We just didn't execute the next 3. So we just got to go back home, play with that magic of our crowd to help us give us that lift and try to find a way against a really good Alabama team. And you do it one game at a time. There's no pressure. Our pressure is just trying to play our best basketball, which unfortunately we didn't do tonight.
Colin, go ahead.
I know that second quarter was big for Mizzou kind of opening up the lead, but you guys came out of the half with Alana Smith firing. I think she had 11 points in those first 5 minutes. And then that kind of descended into a drought over the next 4 minutes. What kind of happened there on offense to cause that stagnation?
Yeah, I don't think it's so much offense. I think it was the dagger backbreakers on the defensive end. We just gave up big plays, which led, I think, to frustration on the offensive end. A non-communication slip, playing, they did a good job going 7 to 8 passes, making us guard, and then we would guard for 24 seconds, but then they would hit a dagger. We just unfortunately couldn't come up with the tough plays. And like I said earlier, I think it was a 5-point game. We give up 2 rebounds, and that dagger 3 at the top is kind of the one that took the wind out of our sails, unfortunately, and then just gave them too big of a lead that we couldn't come back from.
Robbie, go ahead.
It's kind of been a roller coaster in SEC play, and I know it can be that way with the schedule that you have, but you had the 3 straight losses, then I think you won 3 straight, then you lost a couple in a row, won 3 straight. I mean, is it frustrating to see the ebb and flow there and the up and downs that y'all have had so far in SEC play?
No, because I'm proud of my team. We're fighting. Like I said, in year 1, where we've taken this program and what we've overcome has been great. I just keep saying I need a full roster. When we have a full roster, I got a full team. And we're just different. And, we try to, mix some stuff up. Jessica would have just absolutely smashed that bottom line and gave us some easy buckets, where tonight was a game where we just needed an easy one to help us relax instead of having to make too many tough shots out in the perimeter. But again, you got to give credit to Missouri. They got smashed by Arkansas. And then obviously they didn't want to get smashed again. And then after the first quarter, I thought they really responded and looked like a team that didn't want to lose.
Stefan, go ahead.
Sam, I had a couple quick questions. The first just being, what exactly was the timeline with Jessica? When did you guys know that she wouldn't play? And was it a quick adjustment you had to make, or how'd that kind of work out?
Yeah, no, we definitely didn't know that she was going to play until right before the game. But as far as, return to play, there's no timetable. I mean, obviously we just found out right before the game. You know, that's where we went. So I went with Charlie, and then I was trying to save Romani and Danae because I didn't want to burn their minutes early and have them later in the tank because I knew my rotations were going to be messed up. And I told Courtney Weber be ready to play some 5 and Danae Poe because we were just going to be short down there in that position.
Yeah, and then correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was the Nebraska game where they had also kind of just knocked down some 3-pointers, and you gave them a lot of credit for that. Was it the same case today? Was Missouri just kind of knocking some down, or was there anything defensively you saw?
Yeah, no, they hit some big ones. That baseline out of bounds, we went man. We were switching everything. They ran a staggered out of bounds, and the kid sprinting to the corner 2 feet with a contest, and that's some Golden State stuff right there. And I just thought they hit big shots. If you look back, maybe they had 1 or 2 uncontested because of how they were making us move and maybe a communication breakdown. But I just thought they hit big shots. And then also our Achilles heels is we want tempo. For them to go to the free throw line 23 times, let them set their defense. When you look back on the film, they put 2 on the box and they put 3 back because they weren't going to let us score. They were trying to slow us down and make it ugly. And I thought they did that tonight.
We'll wrap things up with Colin.
Same as mentioned earlier, you guys have kind of been on the bubble when it comes to looking at the tournament analysis. You have a really big week of 2 home games coming up. What's the feel kind of with the team right now, knowing how big those games are?
Excited. I mean, it's opportunity. When you're at this part of the year, it's better than the alternative, which is your season's done. When's the band going to play the song and end it? We're still fighting for something. Here's the thing about Missouri. This is still not a bad loss. Their net ranking, I think, is what were they before the game?
170.
Yeah, but they're still they're up there. It's we don't have any bad losses, and then the committee will look too that I didn't have Jessica tonight. I didn't have my full roster, so those things are taken in consideration. But again, we got a great one. I think Alabama's net 20, Arkansas is right behind us at 37, and then LSU is 3. So you know what? Great opportunities ahead, but you got to take it one game at a time. I couldn't ask to be in a better seat because again, if we're talking about the NCAA tournament, then we're doing something right, and that's where I want to be at this point of year.
All right, thanks everybody.